Thyroid and Autoimmune Revival. I'm Naomi Suzanne from Naomi's Home Health. I'm a holistic health coach that specializes in thyroid and autoimmune healing using natural solutions. Today, we are going to discuss the impact of dieting. Now, this is a really important topic because half of our life, particularly women, 30% of women and 10% of men, spend half their life on a diet. And if you have watched any of my live videos on Facebook or Instagram, TikTok, wherever, you'll know I hate the word diet. I like the word or prefer the word nutrition because food is nourishment. We shouldn't be thinking about food as a way to punish ourselves, as a way to restrict ourselves, as a way to cut things from our life. We should be looking at food as a way of healing, supporting our growth, our cellular repair. Food is our fuel and what we need to grow every single day, to keep us strong, to keep us going, give us energy. So, when we get sick with an autoimmune disease in particular, or a thyroid issue, we start to gain weight. Most of us do, particularly around the middle, and we panic because we don't want to gain weight. We don't want to be like putting our jeans on and we can't do up the button. And you're thinking to yourself, I'm not eating any different. I'm not doing anything different. I'm still exercising or whatever it is. It's not anything to do with what you're eating. I mean, I won't say it's not anything to do with what you're eating, but it's what's going on inside your body. Your body is saying to you, I'm not happy, and I'm going to form a protective layer around you in the form of weight gain. So, but what I see, and I did this too, don't get me wrong, I focused on this for years. What I see is women in particular just focusing on the weight loss instead of the healing. And what I do with my clients now, you're not allowed to focus on weight loss at all. Weight loss is going to come when your body is in balance, when everything's working together in synergy, when your body is happy, when you've reduced your stress, when you're eating the right foods for yourself, when you are focusing on the nutritional benefits of food instead of how can I eat to lose weight? So it is a symptom of an imbalance that can't be fixed with a diet. I prefer, like I said, I prefer the term nutritional or an upgrade. And when we spend years dieting, our weight is never consistent. It goes up and down and up and down. We lose weight, we stop the diet, we gain weight, we feel rubbish about ourselves. And this just is a vicious cycle, and this causes stress. If you've listened to any of my podcasts, stress is a major trigger in autoimmune disease, thyroid issues, heart disease. A lot of things come from stress. Pain in the body come from stress, a lifetime of stress. And if you have a lifetime of restriction, which when you go on a diet, right, and you like, I can't eat that, I can't do this, and you're starving, or, you can't eat your favorite foods because you've cut everything out, you are going to be stressed. And it is going to cause a lot of problems. Like when I see people counting calories, calorie deficit isn't a healthy way of eating, because you can still eat foods that are rubbish or processed foods as long as you have the right amount of calories. That's not healthy at all. Plus, who wants to count calories before they put together a meal? You should be putting together a meal based on nutrition. And I've watched this nutritionist on TikTok who talks about calorie deficit, and she's showing you how to make all these foods. And there's a lot of processed foods in it. There's a lot of foods that we shouldn't be eating if we have a thyroid or autoimmune disease, foods that trigger more symptoms in our body. And I'm thinking, people are paying this woman to lose weight when their problem isn't weight gain or weight loss. Their problem is the foods that they're eating, the stress that they're under, like toxicity in the body. We need to address absolutely every area and not just weight loss. So when you focus on weight loss, you're focusing on a symptom in your body, and you're causing yourself more stress. So this is why I don't like diets, because we go on them for a certain period of time. I see people like, when I finish this diet, I'm going to eat this. Instead of thinking, right, I'm going to eat healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And on Saturday, I'm going to have that meal that I want. I'm going to have that meal because I'm going to feel good about it. But you know what ends up happening when you eat healthy 99% of the time and you eat that shitty meal on the weekend? Your body goes, I did not enjoy that. I don't like it. I feel sick. I'm bloated. It'll give you all the little signals to say it doesn't enjoy that. And you start to realize, hang on, this isn't what I enjoy eating. This isn't the way for me. Some people just put up with feeling crap after they eat. But even my children now, they know when they eat rubbish food, it makes them feel unwell. They're tired. They're, feel yuck in the stomach. They just feel gross. So they don't eat as much rubbish as the average teenager because they know how it makes them feel. This is where I want to get to with my clients, listening to your body and understanding that doesn't make me feel good. I know clients have given me the feedback of, yeah, you're right. I don't want to eat like that. There are foods that we can eat that are probably not as healthy as some, but you can still feel okay eating them. So it's about balance. It's about giving your body what it needs. But when you have restricted yourself for a long time, you're going to get weight gain. When you starve yourself or calorie deficits, not looking at nutrition, just looking at, you go to the supermarket and you see all these protein bars and you see all these things that are aimed at people who think that they've got to eat this way. The marketing of it is insane. The protein thing does my head in. Added protein. What is the protein that's added? Nobody questions that. Protein bars. Oh, I've got to eat more protein. I go to the gym. You need carbs when you go to the gym just as much as you need protein, but you need it from a source that your body is going to get fuel from and not a bunch of chemicals and numbers in a protein bar. Any fitness advocate that sells them to you or tells you should be eating them, you should walk straight away from them because this is not food. These are chemicals and they affect your brain. They affect your cellular repair. They affect your inflammation in the body. They affect how you recover from everything just because it has protein added. Oh, I'm going to have this yogurt because it's got added protein. You are falling down the trap of marketing by doing that. All yogurt has protein in it. If you want to eat yogurt, it's got protein in it. But meat has Meat has protein. Plants have protein. Don't worry about how much protein I've got to eat and how much of this I've got to eat because it is a stress on the body. If you're eating a balanced meal, like there is nothing wrong with having meat, veg, fruit, rice, stuff like that, as long as it's whole, fresh food. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Those are the foods we should be focusing on, less on what comes in a packet. I see people buying 20 protein bars and that's their snack for the week. And, we can't really get away from processed food this day and age. We still have some, but there are versions of processed food that are better than others. And that is what you need to learn, is learning about which foods and reading ingredients, which foods are better than others. Because there are people who are selling decent processed food in the supermarket. Not the best thing that you can ever eat. Like what you make is going to be the best. But there are better versions than others, and it's up to you to find out what those are. So what happens when we are dieting all the time and we are restricting? As I said, it becomes a point of a stress in our life. And what does stress do? It signals to our adrenals that we need protection, and then they have become overstimulated and they release too much of our stress hormones. This then causes weight gain. This is just from the stress of dieting. This isn't even the stress of life that's happened over your lifetime, your hormone imbalances or anything like that. This is just from dieting. It's a major stress. And if you can comment on this podcast and tell me how many diets you've been on in a lifetime and have you stuck to a diet for the rest of your life? Because, people go on keto, they go on carnivore, they go on whatever it is. The people that stick to a diet mostly are vegans. And I'm not advocating veganism or anything like that. What you what is best for your body is what you want, and listening to your body is the best thing to do. But if you're going to be stressing about going out to lunch with your girlfriends and or your partner or whoever it is, and you can't eat half the stuff on the menu because you're on a diet, how does that make you feel when you're out? And how does it make the other people feel like, oh, we can't take Naomi out, she can't eat anything, so annoying, she asks the waitress 400 questions, like it becomes this big deal in your life. And I was that person, don't worry about it. I'm not judging anybody, I'm educating. This is all about making you think what you're doing in the moment. I'm not saying going and, that you shouldn't be on any sort of nutrition. Nutrition is important. And if you listen to any of my live videos, if you follow me on Facebook or anything like that, you will see what I eat. I eat healthy, balanced food, and I love food, and I love healthy food, and I love feeling good. And I know what makes me feel good and what doesn't because I now listen. But dieting or restricting foods can lead to decreased levels of the hormone leptin, which normally helps you feel full. So what you're doing is when you're restricting yourself, you're decreasing that hormone, and then you're starving yourself all the time. So then what happens with a lot of people is they binge eat, or they go off this diet and they eat whatever it is that they want, and they're starting to gain more weight than they had when they started the diet. You can even lose muscle mass, which causes the body to conserve energy. So this is where your energy is going to drop. And diets are really short term. You will regain 30 to 65% of that lost weight within a year. That is the statistics. So this is why it's important to understand what's going on in your body and give it the nutrition it requires instead of just guessing. Because you see someone on Facebook is a carnivore, or you see somebody somewhere is low carb, or whatever it is. You don't even know why they're doing it. You don't even know how it is for your body. And I'm all about you trying everything for yourself, but it can't be a stress in your life. Like when you're cutting out fruits and vegetables, you're going to be dehydrated. Carnivore, you will be dehydrated because there is no living water in just meat, eggs, cheese. You need to have living water from fruits. There's so many nutrients in fruits and vegetables. There's minerals, vitamins. It naturally hydrates your body. It is extremely necessary to have those things, and good quality vegetables, good quality fruit, good quality meat, butter, like all those things. If you're just eating meat, butter, eggs, cheese, you're going to be dehydrated. You're going to miss a lot of nutrients in your life. And you may feel good on carnivore for a while because you're not eating processed food. You're eating real food. And some people, maybe that's the way they feel better is on carnivore. But a lot of people will be dehydrated. You'll lose magnesium. And just adding some Celtic salt to the eggs or whatever is not going to pick up your magnesium or your hydration. Like when you add Celtic salt to your water or to your food, it's a sprinkle. It's a tiny sprinkle. It's not enough to give you what it is that you need. So what will happen is you will increase your blood pressure will go up because you're dehydrated. Dehydration is a major factor in high blood pressure because the blood doesn't have enough hydration, like liquid or whatever in it to pump around your body, and your heart struggles to pump it because it's so thick. So this is why carnivore can actually cause more harm than good. But any kind of diet where you're restricting a lot of foods is going to do that. Plus the stress, as we spoke about. So depending on what diet you focus on, you become in low in certain areas of nutrients, right? When you are dehydrated or you have a lot of fat in your diet and your liver is compromised and your gallbladder is compromised, because there's nothing wrong with fat, but carnivore is very high fat. Your liver and your gallbladder will struggle if you've already got, a compromised liver. And if you've got an autoimmune disease or a thyroid issue, your liver is probably compromised anyway, overburdened, got so much going through it. The majority of us have that issue because of the toxicity of life today. Our liver and gallbladder is overburdened anyway. So then when you're going and eating a high-fat diet, it can cause a lot of problems. So it's really important to understand what you're doing before you go into it, not just because someone on TikTok lost a lot of weight doing it. That person has a lot of different levels of toxicity, DNA, all their organs are different to yours. And like I said, by all means, try these things, but be very aware of what it can do to you. And if it's stressful because you're sick of just eating meat twice a day or whatever it is, it's not where you should be. Balance is key. The low carb diet that cuts out fruits and vegetables with essential nutrients, also, we need carbs. Our brain runs on carbs. Our energy runs on carbs. We need that. All of these diets that are going around have everyone's got different research on why it's good for you. All of them have different science and research and what this does in the body and what that does in the body. But why do they all have positive research? When there's research done on things, why is it that who is it that they trialed it on? What did they have going on in their body? Did they trial it on sick people or healthy people? These are the questions you've got to ask. And what was going on in their gut at the time? What was going on in their brain? Have they got a heavy metal toxicity, too much copper? These are all important questions about the research done on certain diets and how are their energy levels. Your energy is going to go up if you cut out processed food, 100%. So whatever diet you're on and you go, I'm cutting out processed food, well, of course you're going to feel better. You're going to have more clarity. But let's look at it long term. How is your stress levels? How is it, all of these things? Are you on it 100%? Or it's like, because these things only work if you're on it 100% as well. So low carb, it only works if you're on it 100%. With keto, as soon as you break keto with alcohol or one piece of bread or whatever it is, you are straight out of ketosis. And then you have to start again, and it can take weeks to get back into ketosis. So, it's really important to understand everything that you do in your life and understand that you will not heal unless you give your body the right nutrients. And nutrient value is so important. Pre-made meal diets, it's processed food. They've got to have a lot of preservatives in it just to keep the food going, right? Just because it's frozen, it still has preservatives in it. Real food is the answer, the balance of real foods. Adding, my lunch would be, the other day I had quinoa with baby spinach, coriander, parsley, carrot, cucumber, all a bunch of salad in it. You could put lentils in it, whatever. And I made my own salad dressing with lemon juice, olive oil, garlic, bit of salt and pepper, bit of mustard. That's a really healthy meal. You can put some meat with it if you want. You can put whatever it is that you want, but allowing yourself to eat good, nutritious food is going to make you feel better. And I know some people don't like salads, and this is why they go on low carb or keto, because they don't like fruits and salads. But it's about introducing things into your life slowly, one at a time. If you don't like salad, maybe just start with a very small side salad with some rice, meat, whatever it is. But it's really important to focus on the nutrient value of your diet, of what you eat. But like I said, real food is the answer. Healing your condition will make your body happy, but stress is the number one cause of weight gain, because stress affects what you put in your mouth. It affects your hormone levels. Your liver has to detox these hormones. So the root cause of weight gain is the stress. 9 times out of 10. It's not the reason you eat Macca's 3 times a week and you drink Coke, you're addicted to Coke every day, or you're addicted to coffee Anything you're addicted to is because you're stressed about something. It's because it gives you that immediate rush, but later you feel rubbish, so you have it again for that rush, and you're constantly flooding your body with cortisol, adrenaline, all these stress hormones because your body needs that rush, and then you're going to get a low, so your hormones have to come down, but you're like, okay, I feel crap because my hormones are dropping rapidly, so you give yourself that rush again by having another coffee, by having another Coke, or eating crappy food, whatever it is. So you get the rush again, and that good feeling, that where your body's like, oh, that dopamine hit of, yeah, I enjoy this. And then you'll get the low again. So it's your hormones are going up, down, up, down, up, down all day because you keep feeding it foods, drinks, whatever it is, particularly energy drinks. My gosh, never put them in your mouth. They are the worst thing ever. Your cortisol is going to spike that hard when you drink those, and it's going to drop hard. And that's why people continually drink them, because it drops rapidly. It's not an energy. It should never be called an energy drink. The marketing of that makes me sick, to be honest, because kids are like, oh, I need energy. I'm tired. Because they're tired because they're sitting up on their devices all night, or they're stressed, or whatever it is about school. We don't fix tiredness with fake energy products. We fix tiredness with going to sleep early, not having devices in our face when we go to bed, breathing properly, meditation, essential oils. These are the things we should be focusing on instead of artificial ways to bring up our energy, which is going to bring it down rapidly. And this is going to be a vicious cycle for you, because you get this up, down, and then you're getting your hormone imbalances. And this is where you get your sugar cravings from, because your hormones aren't balanced and your liver is overburdened. So having all these fake things that bring up that, momentarily giving you happiness, you're going to have it come back down. It's got to go, it can't just stay up. You would crash. And you are going to crash if you do all of those things, because stress is the trigger. Stress is what's is the root cause. It's triggering all these problems in you. So it's really important to understand what your weight gain is. And I focused on food for the longest time. I couldn't eat this and I can't eat that and blah, blah, blah. And my mum was saying to me, I think you doing this a little bit too fanatical. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm sick and I've got to get better. And of course, I wasn't focusing on any other area. I wasn't focusing on my mental or emotional health, the stress in my life. I just thought if I just ate better and reduced my toxins and I just did all the physical stuff, I would just drop weight. It should be easy. And I'm thinking, and I didn't drop an ounce of weight, and I ate better than anybody I know. I still do, really, most of the time. But now I have balance, and I'm not going to worry as much about, what's going in my mouth. But I do know that I eat extremely healthy because I enjoy it, and I connect to food. I connect with my children over food. We talk about food. We cook together. I enjoy good food. If I go out for lunch, I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm having that salad on the menu because I know it makes me feel good. I enjoy it. And I know if I ate that burger that looks really nice, that someone's just, the waitress has bought out this big stack burger with fries on the side, and I'm like, I really want that burger. But I know I'm not going to feel good. I'm a sucker for fries, potato chips, whatever you call them, in whatever country you are. I love them so much. And I don't deny myself of them, but I don't sit and have a big bowl of them, or, like, they're not great for you. But I'm not going to buy the burger and have the fries, and then it's just too much. And you think, I've got to eat all this because I paid for it. And it's really nice. I'm really enjoying it, but you don't feel well after it. I still enjoy the salad or whatever, or, it doesn't have to be the salad, but the healthiest thing on the menu, I often will choose because I know it makes me feel good, and I do enjoy it anyway. And once you start doing that, you will enjoy it, and you will enjoy feeling better, and you will enjoy the feeling that food gives you, and the energy it gives you, and you'll start to change the dopamine hit in your body, the hormone hit. that will all start to change. But you have to go through a period of doing that, getting through that, and changing how you eat. And nothing has to be done overnight. You can take your time doing this. If you fall off the wagon, get back on it. Don't stop. You know what? And don't punish yourself. We punish ourselves over eating bad foods. Like, we choose that burger and then we later go, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm going to gain weight. I'm not going to fit into my pants. And we have this mental torment going on in our mind, which is causing stress. And yes, you will gain weight from that. So we have this, self-image issue. We do. Once we start to gain weight, it is a major self-image issue in our life because we don't love ourselves enough. So focusing on self-love is very important in this healing journey because you've got to accept yourself where you are at. And I ended up having to do that. And I'm not back to where I want to be or where I started in my weight, but I have to love myself anyway. I know that I'm super healthy. I don't get sick. I have a lot of energy. People are always saying to me, my gosh, I wish I had as much energy as you. I'm active. I'm healthy. That's it. Like mentally, emotionally, I'm the healthiest I've been. So I've just got to focus on that and still do all the things that I need to do every day instead of worrying about the bit of weight around the middle or whatever it is. But I know that the nutrition that I eat is what's good for me. And I'm teaching my children the same thing. That's what's important. The balance, healing, focus on the healing first. Focus on the stress, the toxicity, and everything else will start to fall into place. Do some yoga, do some exercise. You're going to gain more energy that way than restricting yourself and losing your muscle mass and causing a hormone imbalance and having this as a lifetime of yo-yo dieting. Diets are not where we should be at. Eating healthy is where we should be at. So self-love, self-acceptance, self-image, learning about yourself. When you learn about yourself, what your stress triggers are, why you're stressed, your trauma, you have to face these things. You have to do these things in order to lose the weight. And that's why I followed the mental and emotional podcasts that I have done in the last few weeks with this topic, the impact of dieting, because it relates to mental and emotional health more than it relates to food, because that is the root cause, the mental and emotional issue, the lack of self-love, the lack of self-worth. People that look at you and think, gee, she's gained weight, and that they think that, or you think that yourself anyway. I don't think that about other people. I just look at everyone as they're just all beautiful. Like, I think that people know when they've gained weight. We don't need to point it out to them. We don't need to think about it for them. It's their journey. It's their path. Something's going on in their body. Something's not happy. Then they're maybe not happy in themselves, in their life, in their job, their partnership, friendships. They're going through some sort of stress. They've lost somebody. Who knows what it is? We don't know what anybody's going through. And this would be why they gain weight without reason. If you haven't changed what you're eating and you're gaining weight, your body's saying, listen, something's going on here. A lot of the time too, if we start craving salty foods, craving sweet foods. I know I craved sweet foods when I got really sick, and I'm not a sweet tooth. I don't care for sweets really at all. I could go without them. And I kept craving them. I'm thinking, why? It's a hormone imbalance. Your body's saying, I want some natural sugar from fruits. This is what your body's telling you. It needs that type of food. Your body will tell you. You've just got to start listening, and you've got to learn about yourself. Learning about yourself is the most important thing. Learning about your body, your health. Education is the first step in healing. And this is why you're on this podcast, because you're educating yourself. So good on you for that. Toxins as well. It's really important to get rid of toxins. I wanted to just touch on this because toxins sit in fat cells and the fat stays there. And this is what also causes weight. So getting rid of, cleansing your body of toxins is super important. And we don't cleanse in a week, in 2 weeks. Cleansing means not filling your body with junk, coffee, energy drinks, soft drinks, soda, whatever you call them, not filling your body with all the beauty products and hair products and using chemicals in your home, perfumes, cleaning products. That's what cleansing is for a lifetime. It's not you eating good for a couple of weeks. Cleansing is doing this, knowing what's happening in your home, what's in your environment, reducing your stress, all of those things is cleansing. But not just a 6-week cleanse. Or if anybody tries to sell you a cleanse, stay away from it, because you're not actually cleansing, because you'll do something for 6 weeks and then you're off it. What you need to do is learn how to reduce all these things in your life and then do that forever. Reducing your toxins and eating clean is a forever thing, but it's about balance. So you're not going to never touch a French fry again. You can have a French fry, but when you're healing, you should be, eating as healthy as possible, as often as possible, giving your body the best chance at recovery. If you have any questions, please message me. I'm Naomi's Home Health on Facebook, Naomi Suzanne on TikTok. Thyroid and Autoimmune Revival is my TikTok page. Please message me. Let's work together so I can show you how to do all of this. It's so overwhelming to get started. Next week, we're going to talk about the language, the way we speak about ourselves, the way we think about ourselves, the language that we use, the positivity. And we're going to have a guest on, Lana Jackson. She is amazing. She was a key person in my healing journey. She's a friend of mine, but she was the person I would pick up the phone to and say, help. And she would help me talk about changing my language and changing my attitude and changing the way I looked at everything. So we're going to talk about that. Episode 16, listen in. And if you love this podcast, please share it. It's not just for people with thyroid or autoimmune disease. It is a health podcast, and it is about healing naturally. So please share it with as many people as you can so we can educate as many people as we can on health and well-being.